feeling like you bought that shit, but stop that shit. I got something to make you lay down. I got something to make you.
I never respect niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. Niggas would tell me, Maze, chill. No, chill for what? Who is this nigga?
This is India Love Westbrooks, who was once the most powerful influencer. Just a decade ago, this woman was so famous that millions of people were stealing her photos to create fake profiles. She was famous for being one of the original Tumblr girls who pioneered the provocative aesthetic photo style that became the blueprint for modern Instagram models and influencers. Most importantly, India Love had everything. She had the looks, the connections, the opportunities, and the timing to become bigger than Kim Kardashian herself. Nevertheless, she managed to fumble one of the biggest bags in social media history, despite having collaborations with Lil Yachty and Skilla Baby. Her music career flopped because she prioritized controversy and inappropriate public behavior, turning every career opportunity into a reputation-damaging scandal. And the most disturbing part, she consistently chose short-term controversy over building a sustainable brand, squandering her status as the original Instagram influencer blueprint. So what happened to the girl who had everything? A girl who was positioned to become the next Kim Kardashian. Sure, she had the looks that launched 1,000 fake profiles, the family connections to A-list celebrities, exclusive access to industry parties, and she literally created the Instagram model blueprint that millions still copy today. Moreover, she was getting legitimate modeling contracts, appearing in major music videos, and dating high-profile athletes and rappers when most influencers were still figuring out how to get verified. But now, while her blueprint made others billionaires, India's left making desperate comeback attempts on Twitch streams, begging for relevance. Now, to understand India Love's downfall, we need to go back to 2011 when Tumblr was the epicenter of internet culture. This was before Instagram models existed, before influencers were even a thing.
What's up? Been a minute since we kicked it, you been caught up.
India Love appeared on Tumblr seemingly out of nowhere, posting photos of herself in expensive designer clothes, perfect makeup, and a gym-toned body that looked impossible for a regular teenager.
20,000 for the feature. I'm just counting my blessings. While I'm smoking that pressure. Fuck nigga, free zone. You ain't allowed to. We ain't a regular deck.
People were obsessed. Who was this girl? How could she afford all these expensive items? Was she a celebrity's daughter? The mystery only made her more famous. But here's the first red flag that would haunt you. Her entire career, India Love, was built on a lie. While people speculated about her wealth, she was hiding the most disturbing detail about herself.
Yo, how long you been famous?
Since I was like 15.
What did you do?
I'm 29.
What did you do?
I was just taking pictures on Tumblr.
What?
Yeah, I was a Tumblr girl.
What?
Taking pictures. And then just grew from there.
Just taking pictures?
Mm-hmm.
India Love was only 15 years old when she became internet famous. But here's what makes it truly disturbing. She wasn't just pretending to be older. She was actively engaging in adult behaviors. Photos surfaced of her smoking, drinking, and attending 21-plus nightclub events while still in her freshman year of high school.
I'm out of town. Second one my round.
She was essentially living a double life, a high school student by day, a socialite by night, all while millions of adult men were obsessing over her photos, not knowing they were sexualizing a minor. The fact that grown men were using her photos to catfish others makes this even more disturbing in retrospect.
Is it true that there would be times when you would like leave and go host clubs for like 5K on the weekends and then come back?
Yes, I definitely did. 11th grade year, going into 12th grade, and then super in 12th grade year. I definitely was leaving Friday, go to the club Saturday, come back Sunday, or if it was a Sunday hosting. But it was definitely a shocker for me because, like, first of all, I wasn't even, 21 yet, but I was still getting booked for lounges and just different areas, and people really was f***ing with it, so.
However, this deception worked perfectly. India Love's photos were getting millions of reblogs. People were creating entire blogs dedicated to her aesthetic.
Behind me is the OG IG baddie bitch. She got an aesthetic that bitches are still trying to chase. This was when I knew pretty would get you far as because she went from just being an IG baddie to having her own television show.
But the most haunting sign of her influence, hundreds of people were stealing her photos to catfish others. Her face was being used to sell everything from hair extensions to diet pills. Fortunately for India, this chaos was about to become very profitable. As social media evolved, she was perfectly positioned to capitalize on a new phenomenon, Instagram modeling.
You thought I was feeling you? No. That got munch. Either he ate it for lunch. Bitch, on my body, I get what I want, like. You thought I was feeling you? No, I was feeling you. That got munch. Either he ate it for lunch. Bitch, on my body, I get what I want, like. Bitch, saying that, let's keep it a beam. No, they be mad, I be on the scene. Ass too can't fit in it.
In 2013, India Love made a strategic move that would define her career. She transitioned from Tumblr to Instagram, bringing her massive following with her. This is where India Love's story gets interesting. She wasn't just posting selfies, she was getting real modeling contracts, appearing in music videos, and building relationships with celebrities.
Girls wanna play with boys and the boys wanna play with girls and the girls wanna play with
Having finished a photo shoot with this awesome team, Naomi Campbell, Kendall Jenner, Sean Ross, India Love. Andre Leontali was our creative director.
Nevertheless, there was one relationship that overshadowed everything else, her high school romance with Ron Robinson, a football player who went on to play at UCLA. They became the ultimate relationship goal for teenagers. India Love had successfully branded herself as the perfect girlfriend, beautiful, wealthy, and dating an athlete. But here's where India Love made her first major mistake. She had built her entire brand around being in a relationship, and when that relationship ended, she panicked. The end of India Love's relationship with Ron Robinson wasn't just a typical high school breakup. It was a public catastrophe that revealed her biggest weakness. She had no identity outside of being someone's girlfriend. What started as teenage romance would become the foundation for every destructive pattern in her adult relationships.
Hey yo, shut it with my little bro, man. We in here, man. It's called If I Fuck You and He Fuck You, You.
The relationships began deteriorating in 2014 when Ron started getting serious attention from college recruiters. As he prepared for UCLA, the pressure of maintaining a long-distance relationship while India was still in high school became overwhelming. But the real problem wasn't distance or timing. It was India Love's inability to handle not being the center of attention. When Ron started focusing on his football career, she began posting increasingly provocative photos, seemingly trying to make him jealous or reclaim the spotlight she felt slipping away. The more he pulled back to concentrate on his future, the more desperate her attempts became to drag him back into their teenage bubble. The final blow came when Ron was caught flirting with college girls at UCLA parties. Instead of handling it privately like a mature relationship dispute, India Love took to social media, posting cryptic messages and subliminal shots that transformed their personal drama into public entertainment. Every Instagram story became a weapon, every caption a passive-aggressive attack designed to humiliate him into submission. Ron's response was swift and brutal. He completely cut her off. No explanation, no closure, just blocked on all platforms overnight. For someone who had built her entire brand around being relationship goals, this public rejection was devastating in ways that went far beyond typical heartbreak. The consequences rippled through every aspect of her life immediately. Her engagement rates dropped as people lost interest in her single content, revealing how much of her appeal had been tied to being part of a couple. She began desperately dating other athletes, trying to recreate what she had with Ron, but each attempt felt more forced and calculated than the last. Her family dynamic shifted as she became moody and difficult to work with, her emotional instability affecting everyone around her. Most importantly, she lost her sense of self-worth entirely, leading to the validation-seeking behavior that would define the rest of her career. The girl who once felt secure in a relationship now viewed herself as only valuable when attached to someone famous, successful, or powerful. This breakup taught India Love the wrong lesson entirely. Instead of learning how to build her own identity and finding value in herself as an individual, she decided she needed to date bigger names to maintain relevance. The teenager who couldn't handle being alone became an adult who would do anything to avoid it, even if it meant accepting toxic situations or compromising her dignity.
Through the roof. Yes. What do you mean? I'm always changing something about myself. Y'all don't ever realize that or notice that? Always changing my hair, always getting tattoos, always getting piercings. I'm still learning self-love. So I've been the girl who just relied on a guy to make me know and feel secure and thinking I'm all that because my think I'm all that. Like, no, now it's time for me to look in the mirror and be like, okay, what do you like about yourself? Name it. Say it. You know, say it out loud.
That's so big because just looking at you and looking at your Instagram presence and just seeing you in there, you would never think that. You're like, this girl is beautiful, the body and everything.
Thank you.
Look at her. I was dying to look like this. I'm at the gym every day, like, damn, I want to, like, you know, if I look like this, I'm like, I'm outside with a bathing suit on every day.
I've done my whole career of being who I am as the girl that looks pretty, nice body, style, everything surface level, like the appearance. Like, now it's time to know who I am in inside, what I stand for, what I love, and what I want.
This mindset directly led to the game scandal and every relationship disaster that followed. Every bad decision, every public humiliation, every desperate attempt to cling to famous men can be traced back to this moment when she learned that her worth was entirely dependent on who would claim her. The breakup didn't just end a relationship. It set the blueprint for a lifetime of seeking validation in all the wrong places. However, India Love had one major advantage that most influencers didn't have: legitimate celebrity connections through her family. Her father owned multiple businesses, including Royal Blunts, a tobacco wrapping company that sponsored major hip-hop events like BET Hip Hop Awards after-parties, Wiz Khalifa album release parties, and exclusive celebrity smoke sessions with artists like Snoop Dogg and Whale. Royal Blunts was the official sponsor for several all-star weekend parties and regularly supplied products for music video shoots, featuring artists like Rick Ross and French Montana. This gave India direct access to A-list parties, VIP sections at award shows, and networking opportunities with industry executives, managers, and celebrities that most influencers could only dream of reaching.
Give a message to the people before you leave.
What you want to say?
Hey, I just want to tell you guys that you have to stay focused.
Camera up here.
Stay focused. Believe in yourself.
Moreover, her sister Morgan had direct connections to the music industry through her work as a music video model and her relationships with several prominent music producers, including connections to Atlantic Records A&R representatives and ties to Cash Money Records through mutual friends. Morgan had appeared in music videos for artists like Chris Brown and had developed personal relationships with industry insiders who could open doors. Meanwhile, her oldest brother Brooke had children with someone connected to Tyga's management team, specifically Last Kings Entertainment, which was Tyga's record label and management company founded in 2013. Last Kings wasn't just Tyga's personal brand, it was a full entertainment company that managed multiple artists, organized major tours, and had direct partnerships with Young Money Entertainment, Lil Wayne's label, and Republic Records. Having family connections to Last Kings meant access to their entire network: Lil Wayne, Drake, Nicki Minaj, and the entire Young Money roster, plus connections to major music executives, tour promoters, and industry decision makers.
Yeah, but you're not Angela. You guys ask Crystal some questions, I'll answer them. They said, Crystal, make a twitch.
These connections led to India Love becoming more than just an Instagram model. She was becoming a legitimate socialite, personally partying with Drake at his OVO Fest after-parties, attending exclusive dinners with Kim Kardashian and the Jenner sisters, getting invited to Chris Brown's private studio sessions, and being personally welcomed into French Montana's inner circle at his Calabasas mansion parties. She wasn't just taking photos with celebrities, she was in their group chats, getting invited to their family events, and being treated as an equal rather than a fan. Kylie Jenner considered her a close friend, Wiz Khalifa knew her by name, and she had direct phone numbers for artists that most people could never dream of reaching. But unfortunately, India Love was about to make a decision that would completely destroy everything she had built. In 2015, India Love began dating rapper The Game. On paper, this seemed like a power move. Dating a successful rapper would elevate her status even further. But there was one problem. India Love was 18 years old, and The Game was 33. The age gap alone was controversial, but what happened next was career-ending. Paparazzi caught India Love and The Game in an extremely compromising position at a public park. The photos were humiliating and went viral across every major blog and social media platform. Specifically speaking, this scandal completely changed how people viewed India Love. She went from being seen as an aspirational figure to being labeled as just another Instagram model sleeping with rappers for fame. Nevertheless, there was one silver lining to this disaster. The scandal generated so much attention that BET finally picked up the Westbrooks family reality show that had been in development for years. The Westbrooks reality show was supposed to be India Love's redemption arc. The network wanted to position the family as the Black Kardashians, with India as their Kim. However, the show revealed something that her carefully curated social media posts had hidden. India Love's actual personality was not camera-ready. Viewers expected someone charismatic and aspirational, but instead they saw someone who came across as spoiled, entitled, and frankly boring.
And you guys are sitting here talking about...
if you want to bark like a chihuahua dog, I'm gonna get off of you. Damn, all you doing is crying.
I'm not
go
crying.
Enjoy yourself.
I'm worried about something with my name on it.
Well, you go fix it, because I'm not worried about it.
I'm
my name is
asking for
cool.
your help to fix it.
What you want me to do? Shake my... I don't get it. What do you want me to do?
The show was canceled after one season due to low ratings and lack of interest. India Love had blown her biggest opportunity to transition from social media fame to mainstream success. After The Game scandal and reality show failure, India Love's career entered what can only be described as complete chaos. From 2016 to 2020, she was linked to an endless parade of celebrities. But unfortunately, instead of building her brand, these relationships made her look desperate and damaged her reputation even further. The most humiliating part, many of these men openly disrespected her. Her ex-boyfriend, Ron Robinson, and The Game even linked up to throw shade at her publicly. Moreover, rappers like Lil Yachty and Soulja Boy had public arguments about who had been with India Love first, treating her like a trophy to be passed around.
You ugly as fuck. Your hair look like Twizzlers, boy. I snatched them bees out your motherfucking head, you little bitch ass nigga. But look, bro, when I see you, I'm a bitch, bro. On my mom, I'm your motherfucking ass, bro. And tell QC to stop calling my fucking phone, cause can't nobody say you funny.
Multiple songs were made about her, and most of them weren't flattering. India Love had become a cautionary tale in hip-hop culture. But the most damaging aspect of India Love's downfall was the constant stream of private photos and videos being leaked online. These leaks happened repeatedly, dating back to 2016 and continuing as recently as 2019. At first, people assumed she was being victimized. However, the frequency and timing of these leaks led many to believe that India Love was orchestrating them herself for attention. This suspicion completely destroyed any remaining sympathy people had for her. She was no longer seen as the victim, but as someone desperately clinging to relevance through scandal.
We started off, he asked me to be in his Boys and Girls video, and I did the music video with him. I was at his hip the whole video shoot. It was like a really dope vibe. Trying to figure out what is gonna be my mark when I leave, besides all these pictures on social media.
In 2017, India Love attempted to pivot to music, announcing that she was working with will.i.am as a developing artist. On paper, this seemed like a smart move. Music could have been her path back to legitimacy and mainstream success. But, unfortunately, India Love's music career followed this same pattern as everything else in her life. It started with big promises and ended with disappointing results. Her songs received minimal attention, and the partnership quietly faded away. Once again, India Love had failed to capitalize on a major opportunity. Today, India Love is still trying to maintain relevance through increasingly desperate measures. She's doing artistic nude photography and is rumored to be considering OnlyFans.
I was the girl that just showed off her body a lot, but like, I really don't like that. I turned myself around and now I want to be modest. Now I want to be the girl who, like, it's really about the inside and not the outside. Like, that got me so far, don't get me wrong, and I do appreciate it, and I am blessed for that.
However, she's also contradicting herself, claiming she wants to be modest and focus on inner beauty while simultaneously posting provocative content.
Don't fall off.
Forever and ever and ever. And y'all gonna know me as the original cool
OG.
LA. That's just what it is. I'm never gonna be like washed. I'm never gonna be like in the past. I'm always gonna be like the one. Like, I'm the blueprint. Like, I know y'all know that.
She still refers to herself as the blueprint and claims she'll never be washed up, but the evidence suggests otherwise. While India Love stagnated, other influencers like Ari Fletcher and Jada Wada have built actual business empires and maintained their relevance. To truly understand India Love's downfall, we need to examine the pattern of her relationships more closely. Her romantic history reads like a who's who of hip-hop and sports, but each relationship tells a story of missed opportunities and poor decision-making. Ron Robinson was her first love and perhaps her most genuine relationship. They dated from 2010 to 2014 during her rise to fame. But when that relationship ended, India seemed to lose her way entirely. The Soulja Boy situation was brief but telling. What should have been a private relationship became public ammunition in a rap beef years later. This set the tone for how her future relationships would be weaponized against her. The game relationship was the beginning of the end for India's reputation. The age gap, the public nature of their relationship, and the infamous park incident turned her from an aspirational figure into a cautionary tale. Her involvement with Lil Yachty followed a similar pattern: public drama, social media beef, and ultimately being reduced to a trophy in male ego battles. Even when she appeared in his music video, it felt more like a victory lap for him than a career move for her. The Rick Ross situation perfectly wraps India's problem. A simple Instagram comment turned into relationship speculation, showing how little control she had over her own narrative. In 2024, India Love made what seemed to be like a comeback attempt by entering the streaming world. Her appearance in DDG's stream and subsequent inclusion in Kai Cenat's Streamer University appeared to be a strategic rebrand. However, even this opportunity revealed the same patterns that had plagued her career. Instead of using the platform to showcase her personality and build a genuine fan base, she became embroiled in the same type of male-centered drama that had destroyed her reputation years earlier. The My Balls situation with Duke Dennis and DDG was particularly telling. Here was a 28-year-old woman being reduced to a basketball metaphor by men competing for her attention. It was 2015 all over again, just with different players. The internet's reaction was swift and harsh. Comments ranged from nostalgic, "This shit actually sickening," "Bruh crashing out over a bitch that bout got crunched from someone she just met. You know they both hit, yikes," "Streets," to cruel, "The females only thirst over Duke because he has dreads and he's tall without the dreads. I bet they wouldn't have FW him. This generation of women are cooked and uninteresting because they are all the same, no doubt. They all do thirst over the same. It's overrated ASF." The streaming era, which could have been her redemption, instead became another chapter in her decline. What makes India Love's story particularly tragic is her apparent awareness of her own self-destructive patterns. In interviews, she's admitted to seeking validation from men, struggling with self-worth, and making poor relationship choices. She's spoken about wanting to be taken seriously, wanting to focus on her inner beauty, and wanting to build something meaningful. Yet her actions consistently contradict these stated goals.
She's back. She's trying to, but I won't
If you could see the thoughts that's in my head, I'm tripping. I'm tripping.
This contradiction suggests a deeper psychological issue. India Love seems trapped in a cycle where she craves respect and legitimacy, but only knows how to get attention through controversy and sexuality. Her comment about a new girl turning 18 every day.
18 every day. Yeah, I said it. So I'ma stay on point.
Reveals a woman who understands she's in competition with younger versions of herself, yet refuses to evolve beyond the role that initially made her famous. To understand the magnitude of India Love's failure, we need to look at what she could have achieved. Other influencers who started around the same time have built multi-million-dollar empires. Kylie Jenner, who India actually knew personally, parlayed her social media fame into a billion-dollar cosmetics empire. The two women had similar starting points, young, beautiful, and social media savvy. Rihanna showed that beauty and controversy could be channeled into legitimate business success. Her Fenty empire is worth billions, built on the same foundation of beauty and social media influence that India Love had. Even more telling is the success of Aria Fletcher, who started later than India but has built a successful business empire. She's leveraged her relationships and social media presence into real wealth and influence. India Love had multiple opportunities to build businesses. She could have launched a cosmetics line, a fashion brand, or a lifestyle company. Instead, she chose to remain a personality without a product. The Westbrooks reality show was India Love's biggest missed opportunity. BET wanted to create the Black Kardashians with India as the Kim Kardashian figure. The Kardashian family turned reality TV into a launching pad for multiple business empires. Each family member has leveraged their TV exposure into successful ventures. However, India Love's personality didn't translate well to reality TV. She came across as entitled, boring, and unlikable. The show revealed that beneath the Instagram photos was someone who wasn't particularly compelling or relatable. The show's cancellation after one season was a devastating blow. It proved that India Love's appeal was purely visual. She couldn't carry a show or connect with audiences on a deeper level. Other reality stars have used their platforms to build lasting careers. From fashion lines to talk shows to business ventures, their possibilities were endless. India Love chose none of them. India Love's attempt at a music career in 2017 represented another missed opportunity. Working with will.i.am, a respected producer and artist, should have been the break she needed. will.i.am has a track record of developing artists and creating successful collaborations. His involvement suggested that India Love had real potential in music. However, India Love's approach to music was as unfocused as everything else in her career. She released a few songs but didn't commit to the hard work required to build a music career. Other social media personalities have successfully transitioned to music. From Bella Poarch to Dixie D'Amelio, the path exists for those willing to put in the work. India Love's music career quietly faded away, just like her other opportunities. She had the platform, the connections, and the resources, but lacked the focus and determination to succeed. In 2024, India Love is still following the same patterns that destroyed her career over a decade ago. Her recent content shows a woman desperate to maintain relevance at any cost. Her turn toward artistic nude photography and speculation about OnlyFans represents the final stage of her decline. She's reduced to selling her sexuality because she failed to build anything else. The most tragic aspect is her continued self-contradiction. She speaks about wanting to be modest and focus on inner beauty while simultaneously posting increasingly provocative content. India Love's entry into streaming represents her latest attempt at relevance, but it's following the same patterns as her previous failures. Successful female streamers have built their audiences through gaming skills, personality, or unique content. They've created communities and engaged with their viewers in meaningful ways. India Love's streaming content focuses on the same drama and relationship content that destroyed her career. She's turning her streams into reality TV, complete with manufactured drama and attention-seeking behavior. Viewer reactions show that people are watching for the wrong reasons. They're not there to support her or engage with her content. They're there to watch her continued downward spiral. India Love's story is the ultimate cautionary tale about wasted potential in the social media age. She had everything needed to become a mogul, but chose to remain a meme. Other influencers have clearly learned from India Love's mistakes. They've built sustainable brands, diversified their income streams, and maintained their relevance through adaptation and growth. India Love continues to make the same mistakes that derailed her career. She's still chasing male validation, still courting controversy, and still failing to build anything meaningful. The timeline of her decline is remarkable in its consistency. Every major decision she's made has moved her further from mainstream success and closer to irrelevance. India Love's story proves valuable lessons for anyone seeking to build a career in the digital age. The most important lesson is that attention without intention is worthless. The influencers who have built long-lasting success are those who use their platforms as launching pads for bigger things. They didn't just collect followers, they built businesses, brands, and empires. India Love had better opportunities than most. She had celebrity connections, early adopter advantage, and the resources to build something meaningful. Her failure to capitalize on these advantages made her story even more tragic. Despite her personal failures, India Love's impact on social media culture cannot be denied. She was genuinely one of the first Instagram models, and her aesthetic influenced a generation of content creators. The Instagram model phenomenon that dominates social media today can be traced back to India Love's early success. She created a template that millions have followed. Today, India Love remains relevant primarily as a cautionary tale. Her story serves as a warning about the dangers of choosing attention over intention, controversy over character, and validation over value. The most tragic part of India Love's story is that it's not over. At 28, she's still young enough to completely reinvent herself and build something meaningful. But based on her track record, she probably won't. She'll continue making the same mistakes that destroyed her career, desperately clinging to a relevance that slips further away with each passing day. Her story serves as the ultimate reminder that in the digital age, it's not enough to go viral. You have to know what to do with the attention once you have it. India Love had everything, and she lost it all because she never understood the difference between being famous and being successful.